This is a short video of our vacation, October 2021, where we visited the beautiful Paul B. Johnson State Park in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and then a short trek up to West Memphis, Arkansas to Tom Sawyer RV Park on the Mississippi River, and then right across the river, of course, we made a few short treks over to Memphis, Tennessee to visit the zoo and Beale Street and a few other things over that way. I hope you enjoy. This is my first try at using my little sports mobile camera, whatever you want to call this thing. So it's still a work in progress. I apologize for some of the shakiness and all, but hope you enjoy. This is our campsite at Paul B. Johnson. It was a full hookup site right on the water. As you can see, Sylvia is doing a great job of getting some of the things set up outside. But we had a very, very level site. Take us no time to get it all set up. A beautiful park, lots of space. I've kind of picked a spot that was fairly easy to get into since I'm not the world's best at backing in. These are a couple of our beautiful travel companions, Miss Bella and Mr. Widget. And Mr. Buddy was hiding in the travel trailer under the table for some reason. He usually does very well, but I don't know, he was acting like he was scared. But that's the beautiful Miss Bella and Mr. Widget giving you a good show. And she was going to try to locate Mr. Budrow. This is our 27-foot travel trailer. We've done a few upgrades. As you can see, the lighting is all LED. She did a great job on the back wall. You probably couldn't tell it. It went kind of fast, but that black wall is magnetic, so we stick all of our little travel sites magnets on there.
Buddy is hiding.
And a few other little enhancements we've done. Replaced the awning, put all brand new, much higher quality tires on it, added tire pressure monitor sensors onto it. That would be the main things we've done. Upgraded the shower head, which works very well, but shower's kind of tiny for me. Unfortunately, it's made for someone probably, 6 feet or less, so I can use it, but it's not very comfortable. Sylvia taking our 3 beautiful babies out for a little afternoon stroll around the campground, try to get acquainted with everything. It's like I say, it's a beautiful park, 100+ campsites. I'm not sure the exact number, but they do have washrooms through most of the areas if you don't want to use your camper one or whatever. And they're very nice. Not like a 5-star hotel, but for a state park, very nice. It appears Mississippi is probably in the same boat as a lot of other places. Unfortunately, they could use more money to make some improvements to their parks. To be frank about it, for what they charge for these is not very bad at all. About $25 a night, full hookup. I personally would not object to paying a few dollars more if it would help them. Not just me, but everybody was paying them a few dollars more. Would help them do some improvements. It would be well worth it. As you can see, we were right on the water. We've got a big, huge walkway out onto a little small island just right behind our camper. As you can see, the water very peaceful, very calm. They do have areas where you can use power boats, Sea-Doos, jet skis. There weren't. We had a couple of power boats here, but they weren't. This is kind of like a no-wake area, and as you can see, the slight beautiful ripples, quite a few water lilies in the water. But all in all, a great trip. Not if you're looking for a lot of activity and all. The main beauty of this park is the water, and there are some beautiful nature trails around it. And then just a short trek away, about 15-20 minutes away, is Hattiesburg, which, being a college town for the University of Southern Mississippi, has got a lot of really cool eating establishments and some other things. There's a beautiful trail there, a Longleaf Trace, that goes through Hattiesburg. It's about a 40-mile trail paved that is used for a lot of some of the AAU runs, from my understanding. We did go check it out, kind of, and maybe one day hopefully can go back and enjoy that. But Hattiesburg, pretty neat little town. It's I say little, it's not tiny. It's, I don't know what the population is, but it's got pretty much everything you would need, I would think. And then if you're wanting to get down to the beach, you're probably about an hour or two away from the beach at the most. It's not that far to Biloxi and some of the beach areas and the casinos and things like that if you're into that. Little stroller Sylvia's using is picked it up at the thrift shop for babies, of course, but works great for our furry babies. Again, just to give you a little idea, the water, a little bit of ripple, but not bad at all. There is a little, they do have little swimming areas throughout. This is the one of the nature trails we went on. And it's a little challenging with a stroller. We made it, but did take both of us to get through some of the areas. There's some pretty hefty roots and such, but some real nice trails. And they do even have one of the things they need to hopefully maybe update. There is a nice tower off the trail in one area that you could get up in at one point, but for a moment it's closed. This is one of my favorite sites. I don't know why, I just thought this view with all the water lilies and everything was beautiful. Sylvia kind of warning ahead on me, checking everything out. This actually leads into a camp, ground for some organizations and all, which don't think we were supposed to be going there, but we did. Our first trek in our Sea Eagle inflatable watercraft. A lot of fun. Probably a little more challenging than I thought it would be. It's our first experience trying to do this, and we're going to have to do a little work to get our teamwork together. But with Sylvia's rotator cuff surgery, that might be a while. So probably going to be on me if we get out in it. She did real good with it, though. This was before her surgery, of course. But as you can see, beautiful, and we got out in it for a while. We did manage to flip over, unfortunately, the first time out. After that, we took it out a few more times and didn't flip anymore. Get a little more used to it, but she was not real happy with me as we flipped it over, I don't believe. If you can read lips, to give you an idea of her opinion of us flipping the raft over. And I think it was her fault, actually. I think she flipped it on purpose, but she says I did it. But anyway, we tried again a few more times and got quite a bit better at it. I don't think we had it inflated quite hard enough the first time. They give you all these warnings about overinflating. This is a kind of that sundown view of our campsite. I mean, I loved it. It's about a 4.5 hour drive from Birmingham, probably 5 to 6 with a travel trailer, of course. Don't do quite as fast with that, but if you're just looking for a great place to get away. And this one is a few shots of our Tom Sawyer RV park camping in West Memphis, Arkansas, which is just across the river from Memphis. Another beautiful campground. It was all paved concrete pads. I mean, virtually didn't even have to level on these. The beauty is it's right on the Mississippi River. There are a couple of ponds on the site, but the main selling point for this, if you're thinking of going in this area, is it is right on the river, and you can enjoy watching the barges go by. And amazing how the video, and there's no way to do justice. These barges are humongous. If you've ever been to cruises and stuff, you've probably seen them in New Orleans and some of the other, but I just never had been realize how large they were. Kind of relaxing to watch and enjoy them. Watch those for a while, and then we able to actually trek across the Mississippi River. They have a beautiful pedestrian bridge. You could go from either side, but probably better to go to Memphis and walk over, just because of the parking and some of the other things. But you can walk all the way across the river on the pedestrian bridge and back. And then there you go. Here's one shot of, this is actually pretty good sized barge. Like I say, though, they had one that was like 5 ships wide, looked like. I mean, it was humongous. I'm not quite sure how that thing was. It's amazing that these little small boats push those, but this is our idea of our campsite. We were on the second row, which, wanted to get right on the river. We didn't get that, but the way we were located on the second row, we happened to have a great view of the water from where we were. And everything's set up and grilled out a couple of times, and there you go. That's how close we were to the water. I can't hardly tell it, but there's some towers, if you can see straight ahead in that. You can go up kind of in the trees and see all around. They have several of those around the property that you can go up in. They're pretty safe as long as you're careful, but they can actually wobble a little bit, give you a little bit of concern. But I did go up in the top of one, and I started up another one, and it was a little bit different to that, and I changed my mind on it and decided against it. But if you take your time, like I say, they're pretty well constructed, but they do give you warnings all over, that you're kind of traveling those at your own risk. But you can get right on the riverbank. One of my last shots I got, I don't have it on the video, I don't think, unfortunately. But as we were leaving, I got a pretty neat little shot of one of the buildings that's way back off the water, but it's a little two-story building, and they show where the water level was about 10 years ago when it got way beyond the bank. So the restrooms and all are on wheels, so they can move them pretty quickly if they need to. This was just a few videos. Kind of hard to get decent videos, especially inside here at the zoo. This was the piranhas, though, that I wanted to get. I don't know why those things were probably the most interesting thing on the end. They had bats and everything else, but kind of hard to get decent pictures of a lot of those things inside with that real low lighting. The penguins, beautiful, big, humongous zoo. Although, comparatively, I kind of wish it seemed like it probably should have had more animals, but then again, it has some things probably that other zoos don't have. Did have pandas, had kangaroos, kangaroo exhibit, which was a small extra fee. They had the stingray exhibit, that they charge you a little bit extra for them, which we had done several times before. So you would think that the one price, I think, should include everything. Personally, just me. But this was inside one of the areas, a real nice little section, some beautiful birds and such. Yeah, I like those guys there. Wish I had gotten better shots of the thought I had some of the elephants and all, but I guess I didn't get that. I can't believe it. I know I got pictures, but this is strictly videos. Thank you. Appreciate you watching. And if you decide to go to Paul B. Johnson in Hedberg or to up to Memphis, I think you would enjoy it. It's a good 2-3 day trip. Would like to have actually had more time, but this is the kangaroos. The cool thing about this, you can walk right there among them. There was nothing between you and them. So thank goodness wasn't any huge ones.